What is hedonism? Hedonism is a philosophical concept that centers around the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain or suffering as the ultimate goal in life. It asserts that pleasure is the sole intrinsic good and promotes the idea that maximizing one's pleasure and minimizing one's pain is the most desirable way to live. Historically, hedonism can be traced back to ancient Greece and was further developed by philosophers such as Aristippus and Epicurus. Aristippus believed that pleasure is the highest good, advocating for the immediate gratification of desires and indulgence in sensory pleasures. Epicurus, on the other hand, emphasized a more moderate approach, focusing on the pursuit of intellectual and spiritual pleasures rather than excessive physical hedonism. Hedonism asserts that pleasure is not only an immediate bodily sensation, but also incorporates higher forms of pleasure, such as intellectual satisfaction, emotional contentment, and overall well-being. It aims to maximize pleasure in both the short and long term while considering the potential consequences of one's actions. However, hedonism has been subject to various criticisms. One of the main criticisms is that the pursuit of pleasure can lead to self-indulgence and selfishness while disregarding the well-being of others. Critics argue that hedonism overlooks the moral and ethical aspects of life and fails to prioritize values such as justice, compassion, and selflessness. Additionally, some argue that the relentless pursuit of pleasure may not necessarily lead to genuine happiness and fulfillment in the long run. They suggest that a life solely focused on hedonistic pleasures can lead to emptiness, dissatisfaction, and a lack of purpose. However, proponents of hedonism argue that the pursuit of pleasure can be balanced with principles of morality, empathy, and moderation. They believe that pleasure can be obtained through cultivating healthy relationships, engaging in meaningful activities, and pursuing personal growth. In conclusion, hedonism revolves around the idea that pleasure is the ultimate goal and intrinsic value in life. It emphasizes maximizing pleasure and minimizing suffering, while taking into consideration the potential consequences of one's actions. Although hedonism has faced criticisms for its potential shortcomings, proponents argue that a balanced approach can lead to genuine happiness and fulfillment in life.